While the trade demands by James Harden were nothing new at this point, there was a collective gasp yesterday as news broke that a multi-team deal was just pulled off by the Houston Rockets, sending their MVP guard to the Brooklyn Nets. And during their own Kyrie Irving-inspired turmoil, they were intent on changing the narrative, as well as their entire roster, to acquire the newest version of the Big Three. So let's examine how Harden can fit in with these two, and whether it's enough to win the Nets their first ever championship. Since the start of the season, there was already plenty of evidence that the pairing between Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant was going to work out just fine, and that the only setback that hurt their record was the Spencer Dinwiddie injury and a few missed games by both their top stars. Over in Houston, things were not going nearly as well with the pairing of John Wall and James Harden, culminating in this post-game rant after a blowout loss to the Lakers.
We're just not good enough. We don't obviously chemistry, talent-wise, just everything, and it was clear. Like I said, these last few games, I love this city. I literally, have done everything that I can. This situation is crazy. It's something that I don't think can be fixed. So, thanks.
This outburst must have prompted renewed efforts to pull off a trade, and it all happened quite quickly. Here's the breakdown. Houston got Caris LeVert and Rodion Kurucs and 3 first-round unprotected picks from the Nets, while getting Dante Exum and a 2022 first-round pick from the Cavaliers. Cleveland gets Jared Allen and Taurean Prince from the Nets. Alongside James Harden, the Nets get the Cavs' 2024 second-round pick, and to top it all off, the Rockets immediately flipped LeVert for Victor Oladipo in Indiana. Now that the dust has settled, let's examine whether or not the Nets can integrate a third mega talent under the guidance of rookie coach Steve Nash. In a bit of a throwback to 3 years ago, the Nets run a ton of horn sets, with both elbow and corners filled. And a typical action utilizes Durant at the elbow in order to get sharpshooter Joe Harris coming off a double staggered pin down for a good look at a three. Now, we're all familiar with the James Harden multi-dribble isolations that lead to ridiculously hard step-back threes that break the back of his opponent, or the strong forays into the teeth of the defense, headhunting for contact to get him to the free throw line. But if you take enough time, you can find plenty of evidence of Harden moving within the framework of the offense, off the ball, letting others help him generate easy looks at the basket. Picture KD getting the ball at the elbow and horns, and Harden being in the spot Harris is in here. Harden is an elite catch-and-shoot guy, and KD's gravity would open up shots like this. Imagine Kyrie bringing it up, hitting Durant at the right elbow, then turning to the corner for a two-man game with Harden instead of Harris, where he cuts back door when a defender steps up to stop the handoff. Could Nash get Harden to start on the elbow where Jeff Green is, then pin down for Kevin Durant coming out of the corner, where two defenders would definitely be lured to lunge at him, opening up wide open corner threes for Harden? When Harden did attack off ball, they loved getting him into the right corner, where he could lift out of there for a handoff and attack with his dominant left hand for easy layups at the rim. And if he couldn't turn the corner on the handoff, he has the step-back three-point shot in his arsenal, ready to demoralize the defense. If the defense tried to prevent him from lifting to receive the handoff at the elbow, Harden is an expert at the backdoor cut, making this particular corner a lethal spot for him. As luck would have it, or maybe it's fate, the Nets have lots of actions designed for this right corner out of their horn set, like the simple handoff that would allow Harden to turn the corner, especially if Durant is rolling with him and forcing the big man to choose what to give up. Or put Harden on the opposite side of KD and Kyrie in the horns alignment and let him get the pin down Joe Harris gets from DeAndre Jordan, and watch him do his magic into the middle of the lane with all manner of floaters and hooks. If you're digging this video, please hit that subscribe button and leave a comment and thumbs up. But even more importantly, click on that join button just below the screen and become part of the B-Ball Breakdown YouTube membership. Lots of perks, including an exclusive watch party tonight as I do play-by-play for the Warriors-Nuggets game, and you can come on the show too if you join the Big Man tier. So get involved in the membership just like Kyrie gets involved in horns by running the pick and roll to the right side while Harden is in the left corner. Once the defense is forced to rotate, he can lift to the wing, enabling skip passes galore to a guy who's one of the absolute best at contested catch and shoot threes in the NBA. I really liked this action by the Nets, where Joe Harris sets a back screen for Jarrett Allen, which of course forces the defense to react for fear of the dunk, and it opens up the spot up for a good look at a three ball. The Rockets' offense is littered with James Harden setting back screens for cutters before running into a catch and generating good looks from behind the arc. Now imagine that back screen set for KD and Kyrie with the ball out top. I don't see how anybody would stop this play from getting some sort of wide open and easily makeable shot. The Nets love to run pin downs into handoffs, like Landry Shamet gets coming off the Harris screen, the Jordan pass, and he creates an open mid-range out of this. The Rockets ran plenty of this, so Harden should feel very comfortable fitting right into the same action, except here, he's on the wing, and it wouldn't be hard to picture Kyrie hitting him with a backdoor cut and Jordan getting the smash on the nice lob. There is no question Nash is going to want to get all three of these guys into pick and rolls, and I can't imagine a better roll man than James Tiberius Harden. He wouldn't need much space at all to create something with all manner of floater at his disposal. And the defense's very real fear of fouling him helps to get him enough space to squeeze these off. And he could let Kyrie and KD do a lot of the work with their gravity to allow him to simply pop out into the open space and catch and shoot easy shots like this. We can't ignore that Mike D'Antoni is on the Nets staff and has had a hand in building their offense in a similar way that the Rockets ran when he was their head coach. I hope they incorporate this set, where Harden pitches ahead to Kyrie, but watch how he turns this back into pistol action as Harden comes off the screen into the handoff. If this was Durant, imagine the possibilities with these three guys moving together on the same side. The defense would have to raise the white flag. In fact, I caught the Nets running something similar as Kyrie enters the pass to the wing and follows it for the handoff. They ran it for a Joe Harris 3 off a pin down, and if DeAndre Jordan can stop fouling on his screens, you'd see open shots for days. And this set is also geared for the big three, as Kyrie would set a back screen first before receiving the handoff. Meanwhile, picture KD in this spot pinning down for Harden out of his favorite right corner. KD doesn't get many catch and shoots in the corner, but I bet he will now. Of course, the big issue is whether Harden rebuffs all the beautiful motion in favor of his isolations. In Houston, he was used to isolating almost 50% of his possessions, and if he tries that here, it could destroy the team. KD and Kyrie need their share of isolations too, and I think Harden will recognize that they will make his job easier and be more than happy to operate off ball and within the confines of the offense in the name of winning. Steve Nash will also be wise to stagger their minutes to give each of these guys some alone time for a stretch each game. They can each eat while the others rest, and then attack the defense in the fourth quarter completely fresh and their needs fulfilled. As for defense, well, when you've got an offense this good, it will be less imperative to have an elite defense to get them to the finals. Currently, they're ranked 13th in defensive rating, and they've got players who can really play defense well, from DeAndre Jordan to Kevin Durant to Luau Cabarrot. And even Kyrie has been giving out lots of energy on this end too. Losing Jarrett Allen is a big blow. I really think he fits better than Jordan. And not having Spencer Dinwiddie hurts a hell of a lot. But all of this matters less if they can't sort out the Kyrie Irving situation. I imagine he comes back, reinvigorated by the addition of Harden, excited about the prospects of being the favorites in the Eastern Conference and possibly the whole NBA. If that's the case, then the Lakers had better be concerned that they won't be so happy after the last game of the season, as the Nets hoist the Larry O'Brien Trophy high over their heads. If you like this video, you're going to love my new YouTube membership. There are 3 tiers to choose from, all with tremendous bonus content, including private watch parties. Join me for the next time these two play, and you can come on the show as well. You in?